This is a absolute bucket list dream come true for me.
Oh, you're too kind.
I admire you so very much. You're very, very lovely.
Thanks so much. Thanks, girl.
Okay, so who's hyped? You guys ready? Energy. Okay. Ooh, look at my
Sorry,
parents
my
sitting
back's
right
to
there. They're all excited. Okay. Priyanka, you are a global icon. You have a career spanning over 20 years, multiple continents, multiple industries. You have over 100 million followers, authentic followers, I will also say, real followers, global followers, and people all over the world look to you for inspiration. You're the first South Asian woman to be a star of a US TV network, right? But after our conversation the other day, I realized I think America is just getting to know you. So the question for everyone who's here is, who is Priyanka? Who are you?
I think I'm kind of trying to figure that out myself. And I think it's okay not to know. We spend our entire lives trying to figure out who we really are, and then we change. And then we figure it out, and then we change again. And I think that's the most constant, right? I'm constantly changing, constantly evolving, and I'm hoping that everyone's still curious about me as I keep doing that. So
We're all very curious. I think we're all very curious. And I think kudos to you for taking on, I think one of the scariest things for me is the moment you stop growing and changing and evolving and ingesting information, I feel like life is really no longer worth really, what are you doing at that point? So congrats to you for expanding and coming here. So we're excited to have you. I meet and work with a lot of very high profile people in entertainment and beauty. And one of the things I notice is the lack of female leadership in the executive chair, in the executive seat, in the chairman, the board. And the reason I really, really was intrigued about you was that I met you through your manager, Anjula, who is a powerhouse. And I was wondering, you surround yourself with women, you invest in women, you are expanding your portfolio in female-founded companies. Tell me, you mentioned something the other day that when women are pitted against each other in any industry, that everyone loses. And so that's such a wise and evolved way to think about things. Tell me how you've come to realize that at such a young age.
Well, a couple of things. I have a hypothesis. So I feel like I've had so many times whenever I'm doing interviews, people always ask me that, oh, you're doing a movie with, a female co-actor. Did you guys get along? Were there catfights? But when it comes to boys, they say, oh my gosh, that looks like a bromance and everyone got on so well. So I feel like over time, because women had the lack of opportunity, we were pitted against each other because there were only like 5 opportunities, like 5 places a woman could be hired. And so we were elbowing each other out to get to that one spot. So the crux of the problem is the lack of opportunity for females. And the more opportunity we create for each other, the more sisterhood will grow. We're 50% of the world's population.
That's right.
We need to be represented in every field like that. We need to be empowered by each other, by the people who are in positions of power, by putting us in positions of power. So I realized many, many years ago that the more I champion women in my own small way, maybe I'll be able to create a world around me at least, where, women run the show, because we kind of do it really well. We just aren't given the opportunity enough,
Yes! Good. It seems like everyone agrees.
I'm glad you guys agree. I like a feminist crowd, male and female. Because you know what feminism is?
Tell us.
Feminism is when you fight for the equality of everyone, not just women.
I agree. I think that, no, that doesn't get a little bit of a clap. That's everyone. No. That's including animals. That's including everything,
Everyone.
right? It's doing right. And I think that what the feminine energy in business brings to the conversation is we do have an innate ability to make, I think, really amazing choices if given the opportunity. And so that is so much about what BeautyCon is about, because this industry is on its way to becoming a $700 billion industry worldwide. This is huge. The economic power in this room is massive. And so the inspiration for us was when you take active, engaged consumers who are a lot of women and people of color and minorities and different ethnicities, and you provide education and optionality, I think what BeautyCon is really focused on is the merging between economic consumption of product and consumer goods, but the discipline of meaning and cause and leaving sort of a legacy behind that we're not going to be ashamed of, right? And so I know we share that same DNA. Women are statistically, based on the data, working twice as hard as their counterparts to earn the same dollar. And this is an issue for me that everyone knows I'm very passionate about. And women of color are working 3 times as hard. Why is it that you think we're held to such higher standards? And what are those standards we're held to?
So every generation of women somehow has to fight for the right of empowerment for the next generation of women. How many of you drive? Do you remember there was a time when women couldn't? Today, we don't even think about it because those women fought for us. So how many of us vote as females?
Put your hands up.
There was a time we couldn't. Now we don't even think about it. So we, as women, everyone in this room and everyone in this world has a responsibility to our future daughter, to our future granddaughter, to change the world in a way where they don't have to think about lack of opportunity. They don't have to think about diversity. Diversity shouldn't even be a conversation. It should be normal. When we look around this room, there's not one kind of person. I don't even see one kind of person in one row. And that's our normal. And that's the world we will create for our daughters, for our kids. We will create men that empower the girls around them. We will create men that respect the girls around them and create a legacy for their children going forward. And I think that's our responsibility, and we need to take that really, really seriously.
We do. And I think, yes.
Thank you, thank you.
So, you got married recently.
Did.
I have a feeling there might be some...
A lot of people who like marriage, huh?
Yeah.
Or at least mine.
Yes. Well, you would have had to been hit by a truck last year. Like, I felt bad for everyone that had anything to launch that week. Because there was nothing in the news, both digital, media, traditional, and so there's some, I would imagine there's some Nick Jonas fans here. That's what I figured.
That's always good.
He's very cheeky.
He is a little bit in every way.
And it was huge, right? This was this huge wedding. It was very traditional. It was very beautiful. But it was a ritual of ceremony that was both Christian and Hindu. And I don't know that the worldwide press had ever seen that before. A 4-day ceremony, two receptions. I mean, it's just a massive, right, 3 days, 2 ceremonies, and 4 receptions.
5. I can't help it. If anyone, okay, if you are South Asian or if you know someone South Asian, you understand that our parents, thank you, you understand that when someone gets married, everyone in your life needs to be a part of it. Everyone from before, everyone from after.
And also everyone you've also never met.
Everyone you've never met. Not even me,
know.
but everyone my mom knows, my parents know.
It's like their friend from 50
Yeah.
years ago that they haven't
Everyone.
seen, but their cousin's in town. Like, they're all coming.
So because I put a full stop on how many people were invited at our wedding, which was just 180, which is really, really small for an Indian wedding. My mom was just like, well, how am I gonna, well, the jeweler needs to arrive. and my hairstylist, and like, so we had to do a couple of receptions for everyone else. And then when we came to America, my in-laws were like, well, we have friends too, so we had to do that as well. So it ended up being a few parties with like a whole bunch of people that I have known, little bit or a lot. But the wedding was spectacular. It was so special. It was 3 days. One was pre-rituals, which Indian weddings really have. We have an event called a Sangeet, which is like a rehearsal dinner, except you don't have a rehearsal or dinner. It's like a song and dance sort of competition between the two families.
We loved it. We all saw it.
It was so fun. The Jonai were very, very good. Extremely talented. Kind of threw me off a little bit. And then we also have like henna ceremonies where all the girls get henna, and like it's all sort of prep for the bride, and it was super fun. And then we had the two weddings to respect both our religions.